Hi everyone, this is the second video that I've produced associated to the air crash of Air India a couple of days ago. I'll put a link in the description to my original early analysis of that air crash. It's a terrible time. It's a terrible time, but I also appreciate that a lot of comments came through that were quite negative, that I wasn't thinking about those that have suffered and died and are still suffering in this accident. I am. I really am. But sometimes we need to detach a bit and look at the technicals of what's happening. It's the 14th of June and I've been looking at lots and lots of videos about this accident from real big YouTubers. And they're still embellishing things that are just ridiculous. So in my pilotry experience, what I'm going to try and do is bring things back down to earth and give you information that what I believe is the reality. Yeah. And we'll take it from there. This is my primary office, the motorcycle. My other video was in my other office, which isn't particularly brilliant like other YouTubers. You know, I haven't got photographs of aircraft all over the wall behind me and things like that. I haven't. But I just want to give you a realistic view of where we are with this tragic event. And I suspect most of you think that when a pilot gets out of the cockpit and goes home and does a bit of enjoyment, he looks like this, with a motorbike, Ray-Ban shades. That's not true. It's what Hollywood presents. And we're going to talk about this at the end of this video. I'm going to give you information about aviation at the end of this video, which is not associated to the Air India incident. So stick with me and I'll give you a few facts and figures which you might be interested. I really appreciate how many people have looked at my video. It must be somewhere in the region of over 120,000 views. I've got some 600 subscribers, new subscribers, in less than 24 hours. I thank you very much for that. Let's get on to my office. Let's go and have a talk about what is going off on YouTube. Okay, let's go for a ride and a chat. Three things I want to talk about: air temperature and humidity. That's number one. That's one of the things that are going round at the moment. Tyre temperatures. That's number two. And weight of the aeroplane involved, the 787 Air India. The weight. Too much weight. Right. Temperatures first. Let's keep this fairly succinct. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Temperatures. Temperatures operating around 40 degrees Celsius. Thousands of flights occur every day from the Middle East, the equator, etc. At 40 degrees and above. The aeroplanes are designed to operate in those temperatures. Air density decreases as temperature rises. The guys who designed these aeroplanes, guys and gals, know and understand the physics associated to this. I do not profess to understand the physics associated to it, but I know they do, and that's their job. Yeah? What YouTubers are doing is they're saying, and these are big YouTubers, they're saying, oh, it was too hot, the aeroplane shouldn't have taken off. Or the humidity was high. What it's actually doing is it's telling future passengers that when they're at gate 37 at whatever airport it is, and it's 42 degrees, because they have then looked on their weather app on their Apple or their Android phone, they're going to start worrying whether the aircraft is safe, and that the pilots in the cockpit, who are gung-ho, which is not true, just don't care about the air temperature. That is unadulterated rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Do not listen to these YouTubers. The pilots in the cockpit at the front of your aeroplane have safety first mindset. Do you really think they're going to think, oh, it's a bit warm, but we're going to take off? Don't be silly. The aircraft is designed to operate safely in these temperatures. There's the first one. Please do comment below. Second one, the tyres don't get, the wheels don't get retracted because they're too hot. Let me assure you this, the wheels and the tyres get much hotter on a landing than on a takeoff. Just get the wheels, get the landing gear up into the carriage, into the fuselage. Taking off, even though the aircraft is heavier, doesn't mean that the tyres will be hotter than when they are when they're landing. Trust me, they're usually hotter when they're landing. Feel free to comment below. The weight of the aircraft. In my previous video, I said that I did something stupid and was overweight on an aircraft. I was. And I learned from that. But the systems, the operating systems in modern commercial aircraft that you are flying on a daily basis have all the systems in place. The aircraft weighs itself. It makes sure that it's balanced from a weight perspective. All the systems look after the aircraft and are designed to look after the aircraft. They don't just load up an aircraft and say, you know, and suddenly find, sorry, there's a squirrel in front of me. I'm sorry. Can you see that squirrel? I don't want to hurt it. Come on, where are you going? It's only a baby one as well. So, the aircraft systems look after the aircraft and warn the pilots if something's not correct. Then the pilots will do something about it. You've probably heard where aircraft have been overweight and passengers have been asked, can we have 22 passengers that want to leave the aircraft? You must have heard that scenario on YouTube. It's true. It's absolutely true. Let's go back this way. See if we can chase that squirrel. It's absolutely true. If the aeroplane is overweight, trust me, the pilots will tell you this, and they'll ask, and they'll off-board you, as it's called, off-boarding, and give you compensation. The carrier will give you compensation and put you up for a couple of nights or whatever, so you get an extended holiday. The systems in the aircraft look after virtually everything, managed by the pilots. Yeah? I hope you found this bit interesting. I hope it calms you down when you get these YouTubers are giving you bad information just to elaborate, exaggerate on what is in effect a terrible situation. I would have expected more professionalism. However, we'll take it from there. I hope you're enjoying the view from my office. Oh, and by the way, you know, this vision of pilots racing around on motorcycles, that comes from Hollywood. But it does have an impact professionally. We'll talk about that in future videos. If you want me to create videos on aviation and some of my stories, then tell me in the comments. If you don't want it, that's great. But these are real aeroplanes, you know. These are real stories, real aeroplanes. But going back to the motorcycle, it is risky riding a motorcycle, but I can tell you this, I haven't had an accident involving another vehicle or a slide for over 30 years. And that's because I put safety first. Like every pilot in the cockpit, they put safety first. They're not gung-ho like it's presented on Hollywood. It's not like that. Hollywood doesn't present it a fighter pilot who's walking down the apron to his aircraft, his or her aircraft, in a way that they're wearing an adult diaper, because you do. I bet you didn't know that. There isn't a toilet in a fighter aeroplane. Did you not know that? Maybe you've learned something there. I suppose what I'm saying here is the results will come out of the investigation of what went wrong, but I stand my ground. I stand my ground that the issue started on the runway, and I feel sorry for those pilots. I feel sorry for the passengers as well, but from a pilot's perspective, you know when things are going wrong. You know when things are going wrong. And when you know when things are going wrong, it's not good. It's not a great feeling. I can share those experiences with you. If you want me to, tell me in the comments. You tell me in the comments what you'd like me to do. As I say, never did I realise that people would be so interested in my first video on saying the reality of what's happening with the 787 from my perspective as a pilot. I also appreciate that engineers are coming into the conversations from their perspective, but I appreciate that they're engineers. They don't fly the aircraft. You've got to understand it from a pilot's perspective of what things are happening. There we go. Pilots are not gung-ho. Safety comes first. There's more to come on this subject if you want it. Tell me in the comments below. Whoops. I left my indicator on then. That was a silly mistake. We all make mistakes. Even pilots make mistakes. We're all human. We're absolutely human. Yes? And we can talk about that in future videos. If you want that, tell me. So, a couple of things. Let's call them Did You Know? And we can talk about these in future videos. Did you know that a commercial pilot is limited to, I believe now, 825 hours flying a year? Did you know that? Everybody says hello around here. Did you know that they are limited to 825 hours? So let's break that down. Let's say it's 800 hours and make it simple. It used to be 800 hours. Let's say it's a 10-month year. That's 80 hours a month. Which means, divided by 4 weeks, that's 20 flying hours a week. There we are. And they usually say, and I'm not sure this is wholly true, certainly based on my experience, that for every hour flying, there is an hour of preparation on the ground. I'm not wholly convinced by that, but certainly wasn't my experience. So there's one fact that you might not know. What other facts have I got? It's a terrible, terrible fact, but it's a terrible fact, this. Did you know that fighter pilots are in the top 5 suicide jobs? Did you know that? Veterinary surgeons are in there as well, the top 5. I can elaborate more on that at a later date. If you want, tell me in the comments below. Do you want to know this? There's a couple of facts for you. Pilots, they are generally speaking the most placid introverts that you'll ever meet. They don't go around bragging. It's not like Top Gun. It's nothing like Top Gun. Even in America, it's nothing like Top Gun. Yeah? They're quiet. They're very reserved, very educated, and very placid people. Very logical thinkers. They're very caring. You can easily take advantage of a pilot with their kindness. They're very kind people. It's in the blood. I also heard that 75% of pilots are left-handed. Not sure if that's right anymore, or if it ever was. Let's wait for these cars to go. Safety first. Did this video mean anything to you? Be very careful of what's being said on YouTube and scaring you. Don't let it scare you. Flying is the safest form of transport, full stop. I'm bringing this video to an end. I hope it meant something to you. Leave comments below. If you want more information about this, just let me know and I'll create more videos. I shall see you soon. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking the videos. This one and of the past. See you very soon. Bye bye.